Hey there. So the question we want to ask is, can a dashboard really make a difference? Can it really help make the financial data easy and accessible to use? So what we're going to do is we're going to look at a balance sheet first, and then we're going to look at a dashboard with some of that same data. And what I want you to do is put yourself in the shoes of a new staff member or a new board member who is smart and motivated, but doesn't have a whole lot of experience working with balance sheets and things like that, right? And I want you to ask yourself, how quickly can they reach conclusions or just start asking good questions, right? See patterns, see breaks in patterns, see things that are unusual, and ask good questions about the finances, right? And so we're going to come over here and first we're going to look at a balance sheet and just go ahead and hit pause on this recording and take all the time that you want until your eyes glaze over or you get bored or until you find the three or four big things that I would hope that would pop out for you and be questions that you would want asked at a board meeting or at a leadership team meeting for your staff. All right, so go ahead and hit pause and take a look at this for as long as you want. Great. And now we're going to go ahead and start to look at the dashboard. You took long enough to figure out what the big four things are, right? You saw the patterns and the numbers? Awesome. So for those folks who didn't have the time or just don't have the experience or whatever, didn't see those patterns in the number, this kind of dashboard makes it a whole lot easier to see those patterns and see breaks in patterns and ask good questions. For example, up here in the top left, we have cash and equivalents. So that takes a lot of that three or four different rows of your balance sheet, adds them together, because this is, if you needed cash, that's where you would go to find your cash, right? And we see a pattern here, right? Over the course of the 12 months, you went from near $250,000 down to $150,000. I wonder what's going on there. I would want to know that. My board should know what's going on there, right? And our key decision makers should know what's going on there. Over that same 12 months, we have accounts receivable generally trending up. Accounts receivable is basically that money that you are collecting from other people, money that is owed to you. And so if this is a daycare, it might be tuition bills that haven't been paid or grants that haven't been collected or something like that. So we see over the 12 months that goes from about $220,000 up to over $300,000. So that accounts receivable, money that's owed to you, is going up. Then we have accounts payable. For 5 months, this is pretty steady, right? Right around that $7,000. And accounts payable is money bills that you need to pay in the short term, right? And then all of a sudden, this data gets kind of wacky, right? It goes down, up, down, down, up, down. Is there a pattern there? Or is it just a coincidence that it was 5 months where it was pretty steady? I don't know, but those are questions that we would want to ask, right? We would want to know about, or is something going on with accounts payable? And then here at the bottom right, this is unrestricted cash because as nonprofits, sometimes we get gifts that have restrictions on them, right? Somebody says, here's $100,000 for you to purchase a vehicle or whatever. Well, you can't use that money that somebody gave you for purchasing a vehicle to go out and buy new carpeting for your facility or whatever, right? That you accepted that money with a specific purpose and legally you are bound to that or to return the money. But that's the money that you need for certain expenses that you don't have donors or grants or other money to cover. Over these 12 months, wow, unrestricted cash has gone from over $100,000 to, wow, $20,000. That's an important pattern. Did that jump out at you when you were looking at the balance sheet? This is the kind of stuff this is key data for the organization and their key measures. These are key measures of the organization's financial health. They're not all of them, but these are some of the most common ones and things that you want to be looking at a regular basis to make sure that if there are patterns, if there are changes, you're catching them early, right? Like unrestricted cash going down almost every month for a year. You don't want to find out about that after 12 months, right? You want to find that out a lot earlier. So this is the kind of difference that a good dashboard, and this is just a basic dashboard, this is the kind of difference that can make for you.